head, we're going to roll out our quads. So many of us are quad dominant, meaning that our quads are super tight. And when they are, oftentimes our hamstrings, our glutes can't work properly. Sometimes it even shortens the hip flexors as well. So the position I'm sitting in right now requires me to shorten my hip flexors. So if you're in this position on a bike, seated for whatever you do throughout your days, it's really common to have tight hip flexors, really strong quads, weak and sometimes also tight hamstrings, and underdeveloped glutes. I'm not saying that that's your case, but it's pretty common in our culture. So a good way to get ready to stretch the quads is to roll them out first. For some of you, this is not going to be super comfortable. The tighter your muscles are, the harder rolling them out feels. I'm hoping that you have a soft foam roller. If you have a really heavy duty foam roller, you might want to put a towel or a blanket over it because if it's very dense, it might be so uncomfortable. It's like painful and then you're just not going to want to do it. So we're going to start in like a forearm plank. So as you do this, as with everything in Pilates, you're going to lift your lower belly towards your spine and make sure you're taking good care of your shoulders here. So I have the foam roller kind of right below my pelvis at the top of, it's not quite the top of the thighs, it's just right below the top of the thighs. All right, from here, I'm going to hinge from the shoulders. Notice my elbows are a bit forward of my shoulders. I'm going to use my core muscles and my shoulders to pull myself forward on the foam roller. And then I'm going to come back. I'm going to do this slowly. Right now, my legs are in parallel. My glutes are engaged. Spinal extensor muscles are engaged. So this is still a plank. I don't get to like drop my belly and sink into my shoulders, keeping good form as I do this. So we're doing the top of the leg first. We're going to work our way down in a moment. But now, spiral into external rotation of the top of the leg. So you're bringing your heels together, or at least toward each other, rotating from the head of the leg, so that as you roll back and forth, you're getting a little bit more exposure, a little more surface area to the inner part of your thighs or quadriceps. And now internally rotate so the toes are pointing towards each other more and roll back and forth. Holy moly, this is the one I hate and that I need so much. Might be the same for you. You might have a different experience. Now, let's take the foam roller to about mid-thigh and come back into your forearm plank. For me personally, it gets harder as I get closer to my knees. You might have a different experience. Just reorganizing myself so I don't roll right out of the frame here. And same thing, make sure you're pressing down into your forearms, shoulder blades are wide, belly's lifted, and you're rolling. And we're getting now into mid to lower thigh. You can always adjust where you are on the foam roller if you feel like you've missed a spot. Right now, legs are in parallel. And then see how it feels to come into external rotation. So you're drawing the heels toward each other. Head of the leg spirals externally in the hip joint. Oh, wow. And internal rotation. I might not be able to talk while I do this. Oh, sometimes it can be a little challenging to determine how much. If it totally takes your breath away, it's probably too intense. So that might mean that you need a softer foam roller. It might mean smaller movement. All right, let's come back up onto our knees, hands and knees, and we're going to come onto our side so that we get the side of the leg and the outside of the hip.